people, CzarThwomp here, and welcome to the first episode of my new Let's Play, Spyro the Dragon. After the last couple of Let's Plays, where basically there was a lot of tunnel vision, just a lot of collectibles going on, just a lot of get from point A to point B, it just felt like I was going down a bit of a checklist. So, to shake things up, I decided to do Spyro, one of the more chill platformer series, with Spyro 1 arguably being one of the most chill platforms I've ever played, really. So anyways, let's get going. In the world of dragons. Anyways, as you can tell, I'm playing the Reignited trilogy, so prepare for some loading times. In the world of dragons, there was nothing but darkness.
Okay, rolling.
It's been peaceful here in the 5 worlds, or is it 6? For a dragon's age, we now have 12,000 treasure, or is it 14,000?
What about this Gnasty Gnorc character? Now, I understand he's found a magic spell to turn gems into warriors for his cause.
I'll take that question. Gnasty Gnorc is a simple creature.
Simple?
He has been contained in a remote world and is no threat to the Dragon Kingdom.
No threat?
Besides, he is ugly.
Ugly? That does it!
Huh? Looks like I've got some things to do.
Yeah, I love how the entire premise for this game is that Gnasty Gnorc, he's just minding his own business, watching TV, when all of a sudden just the dragons are out here just calling him ugly, basically, just insulting the poor guy. He didn't even do anything to them, and they're like, just F you, Gnasty Gnorc. So basically, just out of all the Spyro villains, even though Gnasty is arguably one of the more minor ones in terms of the grand scheme of things, funnily enough, he actually has the most justification. Anyways, for this game, the controls are relatively simple, basically. Use the control stick to move around, press the B button, or the X if you're playing the Switch version. If you're playing the PS2 version, it's just going to be classic PlayStation controls. Basically, X to jump, then basically you use square, basically, or in my case, Y to charge. If you hold it down, you move faster, though you don't have as much control. Not to mention just running in a straight line. So basically press the circle button, or the A button in my case, and you blow fire. Fire, really great spread attack, very reliable. If you basically jump, you have your single jump, as stated before. And basically if you hold down the button, and basically you press the button again, instead of a double jump, you do a downward glide. Basically, great for clearing gaps, but it's not exactly the best for height. So anyways, one useful thing about this game that I did not know until just recently, if you click on the left analog stick, Sparks, our little dragonfly buddy, who also serves as our health bar, he's going to point you in the direction of the nearest gem, which is very nice. Anyways, if you go into the guidebook, you can basically see just all your stats. We have gems, and we have dragons, basically. Dragons are arguably the biggest collectible that we're going to be going for, and look at that, we have one of them right here.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. Free 10 dragons in the Artisan world, then find the balloonist. He'll transport you to the next world.
What about Gnasty Gnorc? I'm going after him.
Find dragons first. That's all I can tell you.
Though, you know, this could have been easily resolved if the dragons would have just sent Gnasty an apology note. Like, hey, sorry for calling you ugly and dumb. I mean, really, just Gnasty Gnorc, he was just mind his own business, really.
Where's Gnasty Gnorc? I'll torch him.
Keep your horns on, Spyro! You have much to learn first. Do you know what the dragonfly following you is doing?
Uh...
His name is Sparks, and he's helping and protecting you. Keep an eye on him and see what I mean.
Yeah, kind of funny how basically here Sparks is supposed to be Spyro's best friend, and basically Spyro's like, I don't know who Sparks is. He's just a random guy. Anyways, Spyro, he cannot swim. Basically, so yeah, you're not exactly going, you don't want to land in water with Spyro. Anyways, over there, that is a level portal, though we're not going to be going into that just yet. Instead, we'll charge after you. Basically hit these guys, and they'll just drop gems. Come on. Yeah, in this game, you are going to need to use a combination of just ramming and fire. Some enemies can only be hurt by ramming, some can only be hurt by fire. Though, the game is pretty generous with just letting you know which is which. Though, basically, when in doubt, just blast them with fire. Anyways, red gems are worth 1, while green are worth 2, which is kind of weird, considering that basically, normally in video games, just red is worth more than green, while green is just this basic amount.
Hey, Spyro, press the jump button twice to glide. And don't be afraid.
Afraid? Of what?
Falling from high mountain peaks? Plummeting into prehistoric glaciers?
Oh, that.
Yes, thank you for the encouragement. But anyways, the reason why Spyro was not hit by that spell was because, basically, Spyro is typically the underdog in the series, basically, where just everyone's like, oh, he's a young dragon. He's not going to be all that deadly. Yeah, meanwhile, Spyro consistently puts in work. All the other dragons are like, yeah, we're not going to help you out, Spyro. We're just going to sit down and do nothing. Seriously, these dragons, they could be helping freeing their kind. But they're like, nah, we'll just let Spyro do it. Spyro's already on a roll. Spyro's got that momentum going. So yeah, basically, Sparks' ability to point out nearby gems is very handy. Because basically, it's not like the gems are going to be all that pronounced, basically. You gotta get near them, and when you get near them, guess what? Sparks will actually pick them up for you. Anyways, let's go in here. Yeah, we're not gonna go in there, not yet. We're not going to town square. Anyways, treasure chests? Ah, no. I always stink when it comes to basically Spyro's glide. That's why, as much as I like the Spyro series and basically treat it as a nice, lax game to play, I always feel a little uneasy when it comes to Spyro's controls, because with Spyro's controls, you do have to know you do have to have an idea of just what you're doing with them. It's not like the kind of gameplay where you can just really zone out. But then again, it could just be my own skill sets. Okay. Yeah, one thing about Sparks' ability is that it's going to take the entire level as a whole. So basically, what's going to happen is Sparks, he'll be pointing to a gem that's through a wall, and basically just... And you don't know it. It's like, what are you pointing at, Sparks? What are you trying to hint at? Okay, so anyways, just one more dragon. Okay, so anyways... Yeah, basically, one of the Spyro series' biggest strengths, in my personal opinion, is just the music, really. Just this music is just so chill. Just, you can just sit back and just rest with it. Okay, anyways, what we got here, skill points. If you're familiar with the Ratchet & Clank series, then skill points are nothing new to you, basically. This is what Insomniac did. This was basically Insomniac's trick of the trade, basically just skill points. So basically, for this world, reach the tricky platform. Yeah, as for the skill points, basically, they unlock base concept art. So basically, don't worry about getting them all. They're very optional. Okay, anyways, that was an extra life. As you can see in this game, you have a life meter. So just be cautious. Okay. You won't flee. You shall be roasted. You you shall be sizzled. Your whizzle shall be sizzled. There is no freedom from the sizzling of the whistling. Yeah, but this is nice. This is really nice. This is what I needed just after all the chaos that I've been dealing with lately. Just being able to just sit back and just do something casual. Okay, so anyways, almost done here. Anyways, this is the balloonist. Oh right, I almost forgot. Basically, if you press the shoulder buttons, you can do a barrel roll. Spyro could do just a military-grade roll, just like pencil roll. Pencil roll, Spyro! Can you beat Spyro the Dragon while pencil rolling? Spyro lost his mind, and Sparks isn't helping. Okay, anyways, sheep, very good source of health. Not only are they harmless, but they will always give you a butterfly. Butterflies basically will allow Sparks to recover. Basically, how Sparks works. Basically, you get hit once, Sparks will turn green. Get hit again, Spark will turn blue. If you get after that, Sparks will disappear, which not only will mean that Spyro will die after the next attack, but you can't use Sparks to pick up gems, and you also can't use his homing ability. So yeah, just try to keep Sparks healthy. It's in your best interest to basically keep Sparks alive and well. Anyways, as for this game, I'm kind of contemplating whether or not I should do 100%. Basically, it all depends on how well I do at a certain level type. Anyone who's played this game knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Cool flash. Do that again.
The Artisans' boss is through a portal in the Dragon Mouth, but you are not yet ready, Spyro. First, you must complete one of the other Artisan lands.
Okay, so anyways, as that dragon just stated, each area is going to have its own boss. But before that, let's go to Stonehill first. So basically, in this game, gems, their main purpose is basically just being a collectible. You're not going to really be just going on a mad hunt for them. It's not like, oh, you have to spend 1,000 gems in order to move forward. Now, that's not until Spyro 2. Anyways, on the loading screen, you can actually basically just attack. You can spin. Do a barrel roll! Do a barrel roll! Okay, so anyways, think of this as a more involved version of what we saw in the overworld. We've got dragons, and we also have a dragon egg, which we'll go over once we actually get there. Anyways, blue gems are actually worth 5. I swear, any Legend of Zelda fan playing Spyro, basically, it can mess you up. Actually, wait, no, it doesn't. What am I talking about? Blue rupees are 5. Yeah, I call myself a Legend of Zelda fan. Oh, blue rupees 2! Yeah, but really, just the music in this game and just all the Spyro games are just so relaxing to listen to. Where really just the world of Spyro is just one where you could just easily just find a place to picnic. Yeah, just nice and easy dragon right here.
When you free a dragon or step on one of their platforms, you're saving your progress. That could be useful if you run into trouble. Not that you ever run into trouble, Spyro.
Yeah, or if you want to turn the game off. You gotta keep the game on all the time. Yeah, just imagine if it was like imagine if it was like a rare title where basically you turn the game off because you have somewhere to go and just game over. Yeah, game over. You didn't care enough about the world. You had things to do. Anyways, metal. Metal is immune to your fire, basically. It gets bright, it gets hot, but it does not budge. Instead, you'll have to use your ram attack on metal crates. Okay, so anyways, let's get going. Yeah, as you can see, this is just your typical tutorial level. But even then, just a lot of the levels in this game just in terms of the standard levels, that is, just they don't really get that difficult. It's like I said, it's just a very chill experience. Screw you, Gandalf! Yeah, Spyro kills Gandalf. You shall not! Boom, and then Spyro just rams into Gandalf. Just rams right into Gandalf, knocks the wind out of him. Gandalf's dead! Oh no! A 1,000 Gandalfs. Okay. Yeah, you're going to want to fight all the enemies in the level, because basically, as stated in the intro cutscene, Gnasty Gnorc, basically, he has a spell that basically just turns gems into enemies. So in a way, it's like Wario World, where basically Gnasty's army is basically just the gems you're picking up.
Spyro, my friend, how about a hint on gliding?
You bet.
For the longest glide, press the jump button at the top of your jump, and try pressing the action button to drop down mid-flight.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. I always get a little messed up in terms of the controls. Okay. Okay, nice. Okay. So anyways, how many gems are on this level? Okay, only 200? Yeah, so basically one strategy I like to do is just... Okay, there's the Dragon Egg guy. Basically, these are thieves. They're going to run faster than you by default. However, they're just a little slightly slower than your charge. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to flank them. Yeah, by the way, if you get in front of them, they will just turn around. Okay, where are you? Where'd he go? How did he pass by? I swear, this feels like something out of a Looney Tunes bit. Anyways, what you want to do is just get right up to them and then just blast them with fire. As you can see, basically, now we have that. We have that dragon egg. So anyways, let's head up here. Spyro, come on! Get on the roof! Get on the roof, Spyro! Raise the roof! And behold my speedrun strats. The roof skip. Don't try this at home, kids. Don't try the roof skip at home. The roof skip is too powerful. Okay. Let's sit on down here.
After you've freed all the dragons, pass through this fancy vortex thingamajigger. It'll take you back to the artisan home. But first, let me tell you a story.
No thanks. See ya.
Okay, anyways, just one more dragon. We'll take you. Okay. And from the look of it, the last gems will be just right down here, as well as the last dragon.
Watch the dragonfly, Spyro. His color indicates his power. When he eats butterflies, he stays strong. Like me.
Sure.
Except when I'm without caffeine, then I get the withdrawal, and then I become violent. Okay, anyways, this is a new type of chest. Basically, you need what is known as the supercharge for that one. Though, where would the supercharge panel be, though? I'm having a brain fart. Yeah, this is what happens when basically like, I don't need to memorize. Thank you, Sparks. I couldn't imagine where the others would be. I'm paranoid. I'm sorry. Okay, I think this may be a different thing. Yeah, to be honest, when it comes to the Spyro trilogy, basically, I always get a little mixed up about the mechanics. Okay, but anyways, let's see if we can find just what we need. Okay, we've already went there. Ah, there we are. Okay, that is the exit. Kind of funny how basically the exit to the level is pretty much right in front of the start. Yeah, it would be nice though if for this level they just had it where just different areas were marked with different archways were marked with different colors, you know? Instead of just, yeah, I mean, well then again, I'm kind of made a fool there considering that one's different. Can you remember 2 archways? Can you remember more than 2 entranceways? Are you smarter than a monkey? Depends on how smart the monkey is. Sparks, you have tunnel vision. You need help, Sparks. Sparks like, no, you're gonna collect that one. What is with this barrier? I mean, I understand the existence of invisible walls, but just Spyro, just bang! Spyro, you're not leaving here. Spyro, you're gonna die in this world. The world of the Artisans. You won't last, Spyro. We will ensure that you perish. You will perish in the wind, Spyro. Okay. You can't pass the archways, Spyro. The archways will destroy you. Okay, so yeah, I'm kind of confused about what we're supposed to do here. Yeah, first level, I'm already confused. It's like, yeah, great start. Well, we can at least head over there and get an idea of just what we're doing. But really, I gotta let my hair down, you know? Just gotta breathe a little. It's not a race, it's not a competition. We're just here to have fun. We're just here to chill, play some Spyro. This isn't some high-octane action fest. This is just us playing Spyro. Save the dragons, do a little platforming. Okay. Yeah, but I could have sworn that there was something we could use. Ah! Thought you could hide from us. Okay, yeah, now I remember. Okay, so anyways, let's get out here. Yeah, I thought that we had to find a supercharge pad, which basically was kind of confusing since you could not supercharge into this. Okay, anyways, this is the beauty of Sparks. When you're down to that last gem, basically, that last single red gem that you cannot find for the life of you. You cannot find it, basically. Just, Sparks is there for you. Seriously, I always hate that sort of thing in collectathon games, where basically you're trying to find all these little objects, but yet, for the life of you, you can't find it. You can't find the last one. The last clue bottle in a Sly game, for instance, basically, particularly Sly 2. Yeah, seriously, just that last clue bottle is always the most tense moment of the level, where basically just you're like, okay, I'm on a good roll, and then just one clue bottle, and you've searched the entire level, and it's like, where is it? Where is it? I don't know where it's gone. It's just gone. See, look at that. Seriously, without Sparks, how are you supposed to reliably find that? In fact, that was actually one of my biggest trepidations when it came to just considering doing this as a playthrough. I'm thinking, how am I gonna find just these gems? I'll just have to do a screw it. I'll just collect whatever gems I can get my hands on. Okay, but anyways, let's head back. As the frame rate dies a horrendous death. What the friggin' phone? It's like, you want to go to your text messages. Okay, anyways. Enemies, they will respawn when you go back to an area. However, if you collect their gem, you'll get a little dot, basically. Collect enough dots, and you'll get an extra life. Pretty handy, pretty nice. But anyways, on that note, I think that now would be a good time to end things off. I really appreciate that you stuck around to watch this episode. You're a great viewer, and I hope you come back for the next one. Like this video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do everything you want. I'll see you next time. Bye.